Greetings, family. Thank you for joining me on the Doula's Wellness YouTube channel. Tonight, I want to talk about a subject that is near and dear to my heart. So let's just get right into it. This video is going to be about the top 2 reasons hiring a Black doula may be for you. So if you've been listening to the news, if you've been watching any podcast, I'm sure you've come across some information about the Black maternal health crisis in this country. Black women specifically are 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than women of any other race. And so what does that mean? That means that outside of the racism, systemic racism, stress, general being Black in America life that we all have to live, when folks are getting ready to prepare to deliver their baby, they then have an added stressor that they might not actually make it out alive, and it's actually a valid concern. And so in discussing the top 2 reasons why hiring a Black doula may be for you, this is geared specifically towards Black birthing people. So the first reason is cultural sensitivity. And a lot of the stories that you read about when people are sharing their birthing experiences, a lot of the times they're dismissed, they are ridiculed, they are made to feel othered during one of their most vulnerable experiences in their life. When you have someone that is there for you, specifically there for you, that understands your cultural background, understands your nuances, it can be comforting. It's an added layer of comfort in that birthing space. So understanding that Black people are not a monolith, we also know, who we are in different things. Like, I may not be the person that eats chitlins and hog maws, but I do know of and have seen and been around other Black people that is a part of something that they consume. We may have inside jokes about different TV shows that we grew up watching. These are all things that go into cultural sensitivity. As you've, I'm sure, seen in the news, there's this whole bonnet debate and things like that. Well, we know Black women wrap their hair up with bonnets and scarves and hair coverings to protect our hair, to protect our edges. That's just something that's very important to us. And so as you're birthing, having someone by your side that says, oh, let me straighten your scarf, let me fix your bonnet, hey sis, you want me to pass it to you or don't you? These are just different things that kind of fall into the subject of cultural sensitivity. You're not going to be questioned why you're doing that. Why do you even need a scarf? It's not that big of a deal. You don't even have to go there, because the person that's supporting you already understands your culture and understands certain dynamics within that culture as they're watching and observing what's happening. So have you ever walked into a restaurant or been at work and you see another Black person and you're like, you kind of making eyebrows or this or that, and you're able to communicate without words, asking questions or even getting answers or even responding to some of the things that you see taking place in the space without a word ever being spoken? It's because there's a level of cultural understanding that's taking place between those individuals. Likewise, in the birthing space, as you are preparing to deliver your child, it's an added asset in this current dynamic of everything that's happening in hospitals and birthing centers and everywhere, to have someone that is there for you that has a level of cultural sensitivity, it actually goes hand in hand with the second reason, relatability. So I am a Black woman, an Indigenous woman. I can speak from my very specific perspective. But when I'm in a room with other women, Black and Indigenous women, from whatever background they're from, I can guarantee you that almost 100% of the time, something is going to be spoken about, talked about, that I can absolutely relate to their experience. And so as a doula, when I am supporting other Black and Indigenous women, there are certain experiences that they share. There are certain feelings that they communicate to me that are absolutely I can absolutely relate to, and I'm able to affirm and encourage them through these different experiences and the things that they're sharing, because I can absolutely relate. So when you think about the role of a doula, where we're providing physical and emotional support as well as advocacy, it's so cannot overstate, so important that that advocacy and support begin from a place of understanding. And who better to understand you than another woman from your same background, right? So those are my top 2 reasons why you should consider hiring a Black doula to support you through your birthing experience. Again, this is not saying that every Black woman is alike, that we all have exactly the same experiences. But within our culture, which is so deep and so rich, there are so many nuances that there's bound to be a intersection and a crossing of some experience between us that we understand, that we can affirm, that we can process through with you. And so having someone that is absolutely in your corner, physically supporting you, emotionally supporting you, understanding your culture, understanding your background, whether or not they've had the same exact set of experiences or not, is an added layer of comfort and relief, which is something that you need in terms of having that person's presence be in that space, making sure that you are honored, respected, that your voice is heard, that your desires are honored. That is the benefit of having someone who understands. A lot of times when you're in this space with people who may not understand your background, that's where the questions and the unbelief and the dismissiveness can sometimes come from that person that's supposed to be there for you. Now, obviously, in a perfect world, we would not have that be an issue at all. But the fact of the matter is that it is an issue. And so during such a vulnerable and intimate time and experience, having someone who has a level of cultural sensitivity and relatability to you and your family is super important, and it's a great place to start. So those are my top 2 tips for this evening. Again, if you are new to the channel, please click, share, subscribe with anyone that you think will find this information valuable. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.